Hey YouTubers, Raven here.
Starfire.
And tonight we're talking about The Outpost.
Season 2, Episode 11, Nothing Short of Heroic, I believe.
Sure.
Yes, Nothing Short of Heroic.
Okay. I thought it was a decent episode.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I mean, they've had better this season.
Yes. But I didn't hate it.
No. I think we didn't actually discuss what part we should save to talk about till the end, but I think the person with the staff we should wait to talk about till the end.
Yeah.
The new introduction to the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, can we talk about that kiss between Gwen and Tobin?
Right?
Oh,
And
he admitted he loved her.
I just was like, when he said that, I was just like, I had like this smile, and I was like, he like stopped himself, and then he said it, and I'm just like,
yes. I was like, oh my gosh. I was
he's like, it's not for the reasons that you think anymore. I fell in love with you.
Yeah. He's like, it's not for the reasons you think. I fell for.
I've fallen in love with you.
Yes. I'm like,
and he's like, no amount of kisses will convince me.
right? And then she's like, are you sure? No amount? And she's like, I can come around.
Never say never.
Right? Like, oh my gosh.
So what was it that, like, he was saying just she couldn't, like...
Convince him to keep his men there to follow
Oh, okay.
him. Like, if she wasn't the one with the
Yeah.
crown. Yeah. Like,
But I thought it was so cute. He's like, I want you to be queen.
yes. I won't follow anyone else but you. Like,
It's
oh
like
my
Gwen and
God.
Arthur. Like, you are
Yes.
you are my king. You are the king of the people. Like, I will not follow anyone else but you.
Mhm.
Even though she had to, but still.
Yeah.
Like, with Uther.
Well, yeah, but Uther was dad.
Yeah.
So.
And it was a forbidden love. Between
Yeah.
Arthur and Gwen.
Until Uther died and Arthur made it bidden.
Yeah, at first, he was kind of
Yeah.
iffy about it.
Well,
but
he
then
didn't want to, like, make such a big splash his first
Yeah.
bit.
But then he,
in the
like,
crown.
you know,
Yeah.
changed it.
So.
But yeah, that was really great. I really liked that a lot.
It was. I
Like,
loved
just always, just
Mhm.
you guys are the couple.
it. Yes.
Like, it's, you know,
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about what's her name? Nia.
Naya.
Nia's a Dead by Daylight character. What am I thinking?
You just play a lot of video games, that's why.
I do. But yeah, like last week she killed Dread, which we talked about.
Yeah.
And this week she witnesses
Well, he was already dead.
Dread.
Yeah.
No, she stabbed him.
Oh, yeah, Dread. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He was in prison. She shanked him
Yeah, she did.
with a knife.
He deserved it. That son of a bitch had it coming. He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it, I bet you would have done the same.
But yeah, like for me now that I've realized who she is in
Mhm.
other shows, like it's weird seeing her play this character when I've watched her for an entire season play something else.
On what?
Doctor Who.
Um,
She was such a vastly different character that
who is she on Doctor Who?
Remember, you looked it up. She's she's one of the companions for Jodie Whittaker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she's like the recent companion. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, like, because they're so vastly different,
Yeah.
that, like, putting, like,
Well, usually when they're on, like, something else, their character is very different from something else they do.
Right.
So, like...
especially if they're, like, running congruently.
Right. And so, like, you see them, and then you're like, wait, I'm so used to seeing them on this that it's weird for me, because on one show, they're, like, being evil, and then the other show, they're, like, totally the opposite of that. And you're just like, this is, like, a weird mind trip right now. You know?
Yeah, I mean, like, they were kind of basically almost the same character until she betrayed Gwen.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they help the main character. They help them.
Like, she was Gwen's companion.
Yeah.
You know, in a sense. Because she was her handmaiden.
Right.
So.
You know, she was always around in almost every scene. She was helping out. She was doing...
Even if she didn't necessarily have much of a speaking part, she was always there.
Right. And she, like, she was, you can tell that she wanted to help people, you know, that she was that kind of caring spirit.
Yeah.
And then, like, I go watch Doctor Who, and she's a policewoman, you know. I mean, since she's traveling with the Doctor, she's not really doing that job right now. But, like...
No, it was like with Grant Gustin. Because, like, on Glee, he's so mean.
Right.
His character. And on The Flash, he's not. He's Barry Allen. Like, so... And I saw him on Glee first. So, for me, I was like, this is a change. You know?
Right. But, like, for me, I saw her in the first season first.
Right.
And then I saw her on Doctor Who. But I didn't know that they were the same person.
Yeah.
Because in Doctor Who, her hair's always
Well, a lot of times, like, for me, like,
different.
because I've seen so many things, like, a lot of times I'll see somebody and I'll be like, they're really familiar, like, they must have guest starred on another show that I watched or whatever.
Right.
You know, so, like, I'll point them out and then, like, look them up and be like, oh, yeah, I saw them on this and this and this and this and whatever.
Right.
But, yeah, it's weird because like I said, you know, the characters are usually vastly different.
But you're usually able to tell.
You are, yeah.
But there's something about the way that...
But they're just very similar characters in this sense.
Yeah, but there's something about the persona of Naya that I couldn't...
Separate.
That I couldn't, like... My verbiage is avoiding me. But I couldn't, like, say, yeah, it's the same person. And I don't really, like... I think they look different. I don't just mean because of, like, the clothes and the hair, but, like, the way... I think, like, it's the way that she presents herself. She makes herself look smaller.
Yeah, like, almost like she's a peasant.
Well, I mean, she is.
She is, but I mean, yeah, she's making herself appear less than, smaller, like...
Yeah,
you know,
she's acting, Garrett. She's acting.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Burn.
But I mean, like, when she's playing on Doctor Who, like, she's a presence.
Right. Like, she's a stronger character.
Yeah. And, like, she looks bigger.
She presents herself in a way that's more confident. Like, she's more comfortable in her skin. Right. They're similar in the sense that they want to help people and that they're there for the people that they're loyal to.
Yeah.
But they're different in the way that Naya is smaller, weaker. Not weaker, but she's smaller and more meek. Yeah, meek. That's the word. She's meeker and she's, you know, appears like smaller, and because she's a peasant and because she's a maiden and she's supposed to be like loyal and be a slave to somebody who she's, you know,
well, a paid servant.
Yeah, a paid servant. But still, like, you know.
Yeah. But I think that's somewhat of a decent transition to talking about Garrett.
I mean, he can just lean against a tree and be sexy all he wants to.
Yes!
Like that scene, I was like, hello there.
Eat that apple, baby. Eat that apple.
I was just like,
Yes.
hello.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Hello, gorgeous.
You sounded like Barbara Streisand when you said that. She's like, hello, gorgeous. You funny girl. But yeah.
Yeah, like.
I mean, okay. I don't care about his character the way that I did before.
Mm-hmm.
But I will admit that the scenes with him and Talon I thought were good.
Yeah. But that's because Talon carried it.
Yeah, but like there was that tension again from season 1.
In only at the boat scene.
Yeah, but still.
Dude, the part I loved most was like when he was sawing her feet, right? And he was like, you have to act, sell it. And she's like,
and he's like, don't
oversell it.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's like telling her to act, and I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
Look in the mirror.
I mean, he's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But
I hound on him more than he deserves, yes. But that's because he's surrounded by a group of people.
Emma's still worse.
Yes. Holy hell, yes.
At least Garrett can show emotion.
Yes.
Like, I'm sorry, but I honestly sometimes don't know how we got through all those seasons of Once Upon a Time.
I know.
I really don't.
Like, there's sometimes when I think, you know what? I want to see Regina again. You know?
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
but if that comes...
I don't.
It's like, but if I have to see Emma again in order to see Regina, then no, I don't want that. Yeah. But just take me back to season 7 when we didn't have Emma.
Oh, we did for one episode.
Yeah, but it was in the last episode. The finale. She was in the series finale.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
What? Oh, right. They all came back together again.
Yeah.
Happy family.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's not necessarily,
he's not a horrible actor.
Good in the sense that he can, like, carry a scene that well.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like he still is better at emoting.
Yeah.
Than Emma.
Yeah. Like, you can tell that he's sad over the fact that he had to kill his dad. Yeah. But still, there's something now that wasn't there in season 1 when he speaks.
Something that wasn't there before. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just full of song references tonight.
It's okay. But, like, it seems like last season, unless we were just blind to it.
Blinded by the light.
Yes. Yes, girl, yes. No, like, if we were blind, like, do you think he was this bad last season? I mean, not that it's horrible, I'm just making it sound worse than it is.
Like, acting-wise, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, you said that there was, like, something in the way he talks that's different.
Yeah, there's something in the way, like, I noticed it a lot this episode, because we haven't really had, like...
the chance to, like, hear him or see him.
Yeah.
We've seen him, but, like,
be himself.
Right. He hasn't been himself for a while.
Not since last season.
Yeah.
And seeing him act as Garrett.
Right.
Like, I mean, he did say that he'll probably never be the same person.
So he's probably putting some of that into the character again.
Right.
Like, he's probably,
but there was something to it that felt dull.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't...
Like, it wasn't
like,
convincing.
the acting... Just, like... I mean, I'm sure he's putting 110% into what little acting he's capable of doing. Okay, that sounded more harsh than I wanted it to. I'm sorry, he's an amazing actor, you just can't carry a scene. And to me, that's a very important aspect.
It is an important aspect.
Of course, again,
because
it's not the entire thing.
No, but if you're considered one of, like,
the leading
people in the show, you need to be able to carry the scene.
Yeah.
Like, because most of the scenes are going to have you in them, so you need to be able to carry it enough that you don't have to rely on other people to balance it out or to be there in order for it to happen.
Yeah. But, like, there was something about that conversation he had with Talon before she went to the boat with him that it felt like, even with Talon in it, he was pulling the scene down.
Yeah.
Like, to me. I don't know if that's the same for you, but to me, it felt like he was dragging the scene down with him.
It did feel a little bit different, like, kind of, contrived, maybe is the word.
Like, force.
That's the same thing, like, contrived force. But, like, I mean, you could see little glimpses of, like, the old banter between them.
Like, I wasn't looking for the banter, though. I was looking for the acting.
Yeah, no. I know.
Yeah. Because it felt like he was carrying the scenes more last season.
Yeah, he was.
Like, he was able to act.
Maybe he has a hard time, like, transitioning, like, back to Garrett. Or who he thinks Garrett is supposed to be.
I don't know.
But like, I don't know.
I mean, I
didn't really have any, like, qualms about that scene. Like, I just enjoyed seeing them, like, together and, like, talking again and, like, it being somewhat normal, you know? But, I mean, I get it.
When he's, even during the not torture scene, it felt like he was just talking to her. And not, like, the talking, like, oh, this is interesting topic. It's like, I am bored and I am saying these words.
Robotically.
Yeah, I guess, just...
Yeah.
But, like, this kind of just, like, it was over-rehearsed. And he was just, like, saying...
Like, it wasn't robotic, because he was using, like, intonations and, like, different sounds in his voice. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I could see it being, like, over-rehearsed or a little forced in some areas.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I know that my experience, on whatever I did, like, is nowhere near. But, because all I've done is taking one class.
Yeah, no, I agree. But, like, when you watch something or somebody in, like, a show or whatever, you want them to, like, especially if they're the main person, you want them to be able to hold everything together. Because if they're supposed to be the main person, that it's their show and they're, like, holding all of it together and, like, they're in every scene and they have to, like, hold the scenes and they have to carry everything. Like, they need to be able to do that, you know? And they don't have to be, like, the most phenomenal actor ever.
Right.
But they at least need to be able to be like, okay, I'm in every scene. I'm the main star of this show or movie or whatever. Like, I need to be able to carry not only myself and the scene, but everybody else that's in the scenes and, like, play off them and do all this stuff. Like, because if one person has to do all of that, then it doesn't feel natural.
Right.
Because when you're acting with another person, you should be able to play off of each other. And there's that, like, natural kind of, like, banter, natural kind of, conversational thing going on. And if you can't do that, then it feels very contrived and forced.
Right.
So, I mean, I get it. Like, it did feel that way a little bit, but I wasn't completely focused on that.
When I watched it, I felt like, remember that monologue that I had to do?
Yeah.
That I kept practicing that courtroom monologue scene?
I had to do that, too.
Yeah, but you had to do a different scene? Or was it the same one? Because in my class, we all had different scenes that we chose from.
I chose one from the movie Nuts or whatever that was, like, a monologue that I did.
Like, I love you to the moon and stars and back and around the whatever.
Yeah. I did that exact same monologue.
Yeah, okay. Well, the first time I did it in class, I was so in the character.
Yeah.
And, like, I was, like, I started crying. Like, I was, like, sitting in the chair and, like, I was in the zone, right? I was her.
Yeah.
I was going fucking nuts, obviously, right?
I want to see the movie because Barbara Streisand is in it, and she's the one who does that monologue, and, like, I want to see her actually do that.
But when I went back to do it again for improvements, I couldn't.
See, I felt like the first time I was doing it, like, I was trying to get into it, but I wasn't, like, fully in the zone, like, fully in character with it. And then, like, with the improvements, I did a little better. Like, I got more into it, and I, like, went to that place, kind of. But it still wasn't, like, full-on, like, crying, sobbing. Like, it was just kind of me, like, well, what did I do? Like, what did I do wrong? Like,
see, for me, like, I felt like my pinnacle for that scene was the first time I did it. Like, I felt like I totally aced it that first time. Because I was in it, I didn't mess up on any words, I was just, boom.
You should have just done it exactly the same way you did it the first time, but the added improvements.
She didn't give me any additions to do.
She didn't?
No. She didn't give me anything to improve on.
What about the class? Did they?
No.
Then why'd you have to do it again?
Because we all had to do it a second time. But the second time, I sat there and see, when I watched Garrett tonight, it felt like I was watching me the second time.
Oh, okay.
Like,
it wasn't as good as, like, when you'd seen him in the past.
Yeah, like, I know I practiced it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it exactly like I did the first time. And I couldn't.
Yeah.
It was probably because my headspace, like, it had to go somewhere else for the second time. Like, it couldn't go to that same place. It had to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I couldn't adjust for that. And I feel like maybe for him, what's happening is he's trying too hard. And he's not able to get into that headspace.
Yeah, I think so too.
Which is what happened to me in that second time. So, I don't know, like, that's kind of, like, what I'm getting from that. Like,
I think I still have that monologue somewhere.
Oh my gosh, I want to, if you have it, oh my gosh, I need, I loved that. Like, I don't know what it is, but
I don't know where it would be if I had it. It'd be in all my papers that I have
probably
in
just
school.
fucking Google it.
Right, exactly. That's what I was thinking. You could just look it up on Google and freaking print it out.
But, like, you know, like, watching him I felt like like, when I watched him act tonight, I felt the same way I felt when I was on stage that second time.
Well, it's challenging to get yourself to that place, especially if it's something that you haven't experienced before.
Yeah.
To, like, take yourself to that place. Like, if it's super dramatic or if it's a really traumatic experience, like, it can be really difficult to get yourself to that place if you haven't experienced it yourself. But sometimes you just have to be like, okay, if I did experience this, how would I react? And that's what you have to do. You have to be like, okay, if I was in this situation, this is what I would do.
So, like, watching him getting paid to do the same thing I did in my...
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It was like, dude.
I mean, I feel like there are some really, really talented younger actors out there on the CW shows, and they're really good, really great, and, like, they deserve, you know, what they're doing, and the job and the money and all of that.
Like, you know, Tobin and Gwen and Talon
and Tobin can just be there because he's hot.
Yeah.
So is Garrett.
But he can also carry a scene.
He can. He could just stand there.
I mean, he has, like, not because he's hot or attractive or not white. He's very, very fucking attractive.
He is.
Anyways. But, like, even if he wasn't attractive, he
he'd
has
still be able to carry.
presence.
Yeah, he does. He has a very strong presence in all of his scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he commands the room.
Right. And I think that even though Garrett is in this place of questioning, he should still have this presence.
Yeah.
Because he's still that soldier.
Yeah, he's a soldier. He's Garrett Spears. Like, he should be able to command the scene and hold the scene.
Right. Just because he's no longer commander of the Outpost does not mean that he's not the man that held that title before.
Yeah.
Like, just because he's changed a little bit because of what's happened to him does not mean that what was in him isn't still there.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't still be brought out.
At his core, he's still a loyal, helpful
He's
person.
still a commanding officer.
Yeah, he's still a soldier.
I mean, even though he
commands
can't,
people.
yeah, like even though he can't actually go be a commanding officer
Right.
anymore, he's still that person.
Yeah.
Like, just because you lost your title or your rank does not mean that that aspect of you is gone.
Right.
And just because you got brain fucked does not mean that aspect
Yeah.
of you is gone.
I mean, if it's part of your identity and who you are, it's always going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. And I think that he's lost that, and he needs to get it back because he needs that presence to return. I think once he figures out how to bring that presence back, then I think his acting would improve.
Yeah. But I did like that scene with the boat.
Yeah,
He's
that
like,
look between them.
Yes. And he's like, I missed you.
I know. Like, okay. When that happened, I was just like, no.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, I laughed.
Don't you fucking go there.
You're
Like, this is not happening. Yeah, I literally was. Like, I was not, like, yes, cute scene. They're reminiscing about the past and how they were best friends. Maybe even more. Could have been.
Hey, I just want Talon to be happy. And freaking Zed.
Let's not be with
Zed betrayed her. Garrett tried to kill her. She doesn't feel like she can trust very many people right now.
No.
And I mean, you know, I'm not... Like, if she's happier by herself, fine. She could be by herself. Whatever.
Yeah.
But, like,
she...
You know.
I'm gonna say this because I can, and she's a strong, independent woman. She don't need no man.
Again, it just takes me back. But... She's a strong, independent woman, and she don't need no man. However, I really still do hope she says yes. Sorry.
Sorry, I started on a song this time.
But yeah, like, I mean, I'm conflicted because I don't want to care about him, and what they did to his character in the first part of this season, I'm like, really, I don't care about you.
Yeah.
But when I see him with Talon like that, it just makes me think of season 1.
No. I can't go back to season 1 with him. Like, to me, they have ruined that.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't ruined it, you know, like, they could get it back. But that's going to take a lot of work.
It is.
And I'm never going to want him to get with either of those girls anymore.
Oh, no. Gwen is with Tobin.
Oh, hell yes. Gwen is gonna...
I should have Gwen and Tobin all the way. I am totally in for Gwen and Tobin. Like, you cannot convince me otherwise. And Gwen can carry a scene.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like...
You can't have a queen if she can't carry a scene.
No.
We're both rhyming tonight. You're totally in with Tobin.
I am, but I didn't think of that as a rhyme until you just said that. I am all in for Gwen and Tobin. Yeah. There.
Yeah.
But yeah. Like, it is going to take a lot of work. And if they fix it and if things are better with him and he figures out things and
Mm-hmm.
all that. I wouldn't be opposed to it completely.
I would.
But you gotta convince me otherwise.
To me, they missed their chance. They fucked it up.
Yeah.
Like, I do not want her to get with him. Period. Ever. Ever. Like, I can't. You know? Like,
Mhm.
it's just not...
I mean, he will always care about her.
Mm-hmm.
He will always care about Gwen.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if he knows that Gwen is choosing Tobin and he's not an option anymore with Gwen,
Mm-hmm.
then he'll probably pursue Talon.
As a second best option.
Not a second best option, but I just mean if he's not considered an option for Gwen.
Right. But that would make her rebound.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with Talon being a rebound.
I'm not okay with that either, but I'm saying that, you know, he has to, in his mind, he has to be able to, in order to fully move on from Gwen, he has to be able to, in his mind, be like, okay, she does not want me. She's not choosing me anymore. She wants Tobin. Like, you know, and then at that point, he can either do what he wants to do with Talon, or he can find somebody else, or he can be by himself. Whatever the writers decide to do with his character, like, you know. But I don't know.
I mean, basically, if they're able to get back to, even though he was mind fucked, right? Like, he was not in his right mind, and he almost killed her, right? Like, the point is, he almost killed her.
Yeah.
That's like saying, well, if Zed comes back, they can get back together.
I'm not. He betrayed her. So did Garrett.
Right. Like, to me, it's equal.
Yeah.
Like, if you're saying that she can get back with, not you, but, you know, if you're saying she can get back with Garrett, then Zed comes back through, he's game too.
Yeah,
like,
but
period.
Zed wasn't under mind control.
I don't care.
He was of right mind, and he still did what he did.
Okay. Garrett was under mind control, yes. But Zed had spent, like, what, maybe a month in our world?
Mm-hmm.
He wants his family.
Yeah.
He will do anything to get his family out of the hellhole.
Basically, like Naya. Naya freaking committed treason in order to help her family.
And I'm okay with her. Yeah. She finally, the moment she came clean, I was fine with her. She had a name. The moment she came clean.
But Garrett came clean? He admitted that what he did was wrong?
Yeah.
But you're still not okay with him.
I wouldn't be okay with him even if he didn't almost kill her. Okay? Like, to me, because of what happened, like, the way they played it, he was so easily manipulated. Yeah. I get that he was, like, poisoned or whatever the hell with that weird stuff. But with believing that Dredd wouldn't talk about something that was fake in the castle, like, obviously that picture was fake, right? That he saw, that painting.
Right.
Like, Dredd's gonna tell you about that? You're gonna trust this man. Like, you weren't even poisoned at this point.
Right.
I mean, you had, like, a couple sips of the thing. But, like, it has to be in your system for quite some time.
It wasn't at that point?
Like, no, he was still being beaten and stuff. Like, they still had to screw with him.
Yeah, they did.
Like, for him to believe that, and the letter,
like, he was very easily manipulated.
It was way too easy, drugged or not.
Yeah.
Like, you know in your heart of hearts, Garrett, that even if this woman isn't the rightful queen, you would still follow her to the ends of the earth to make her queen. Like, that's who you are.
And same with Talon. Like, if he truly, like, believed in her and, like, you know, the way that he said he did before, like, he wouldn't have tried to kill her.
Well, I mean, at that point, he'd killed his dad already, so
yeah.
Talon was just a stepping stone.
Mm-hmm.
It was Gwen. Gwen is the cornerstone for everything in Garrett's life.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, being that easily manipulated to believe that the single most important person in your entire life
is the false queen?
Like, it is more than the false queen, but I'm sorry, 10 days after your disappearance, she's moved the fuck on?
Mm-hmm. With somebody way better.
I mean, he wouldn't know. You know? But, I mean,
they're both hot.
Yes. Very attractive men.
I'm just putting that out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
Whether Tobin is better than Garrett or not, they both hot.
Yes. But, like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it was way too easy. So there was something there for Garrett that was... There was something there, some break in the line between him and Gwen that, like, no.
Yeah.
So if he's that easily manipulated against a woman that he's been in love with since he started training and he's, like, as a warrior or whatever, and now he's a commanding officer, like, you've been in that position. You've been working your way up for years to get there. So you've been with this woman. You've been falling for her. She's been falling for you. You've been having this secret romance for years.
Yeah.
And you think that she's gonna, like... You can't be mind screwed into thinking she's gonna trade you in for a better model in 10 days.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whether or not that picture of her is her or not, like, that wasn't why you were following her. Mm-hmm. You would follow her to the end of the earth because you loved her.
Right.
And you're so easily manipulated into thinking that she's already turned against you, that she doesn't care. Like, then, if anything happened between him and Talon... He's had even a shorter relationship with her.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way to prove that he would ever, like, not turn on her for the smallest thing. Because he turned on Gwen for even less.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he, like, whether or not he almost killed her and almost fully actually kidnapped Gwen. Because since he didn't succeed in his mission of taking her to the 3... For me, he did not successfully kidnap her.
Yeah, he didn't successfully complete the mission.
Right. So, like, kidnapping Gwen and killing Talon. Okay, even if he didn't do either of those things, I would not be okay with him getting with either woman anymore.
Yeah.
Zed can come back and apologize.
He can.
He didn't actually do anything to, like, harm anyone.
No.
It's just that...
He just let that...
He let his worry and his concern overpower his need to earn respect and trust.
Yeah.
But I don't think we were wrong for trusting him at all.
No.
And I don't think Talon was either. Like... I believe that Zed is a trustworthy person. He's just going about it wrong. Because he's scared that Talon and Gwen will never let the people out.
Gwen.
Well, Talon will do whatever Gwen says. So he's scared for his people, and he doesn't want to be alone. Mm-hmm. He has a family. He probably has siblings over there.
Probably.
Like, and with how long they've been over there, maybe he has children.
Maybe.
Like, he wants the people he cares about to be back in the realm of the living.
Yeah.
Not in the realm of the dead, but y'all know what I mean. So, I mean, I don't blame him for doing that.
Yeah.
Like, I do, but I fully and completely understand why.
What he did was not nearly as bad as what Garrett did.
No. And he had
But
more
watch,
of a reason.
they'll freaking, like, put him and Talent together anyway. And you'll just be like, I'm so pissed.
At that point, I'd be done.
Yeah.
I mean, if the one single most influential male character up to this point, right, gets with the main character, and he still can't act, I'm done. Because I had to go through that already.
With Once Upon a Time.
And I can't do that again.
Because Colin Donahue is a way better actor than Jennifer Morrison.
Yeah. I can't deal with a main character who can't act again.
You're dealing with it on Supergirl.
She's not main. She's getting with a main character, but even back when Maggie was a full-time person on the show, we hardly ever saw her.
Yeah, but Kelly is James's sister.
James is leaving.
So she's still probably going to be on it because she's with Alex.
She's not going to be on it as often.
My point is that you're still having to deal with it regardless on Supergirl.
Okay, but look at my comparison. A semi-main character getting with a main character, therefore giving him even more main character screen time.
Yeah.
A semi-main character, right?
With
Alex,
the main character.
Alex isn't necessarily a main character.
Yeah.
She's a semi-main character, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Kelly is some random-ass chick that just came in off the street. Like,
yeah.
She's a nobody getting with a somebody.
Yeah.
She's not going to have loads of screen time.
No.
She hasn't had loads of screen time. Garrett has more screen time than she does.
Yeah.
Or will until she actually becomes, if she does become, a full-on main character. Because she doesn't have the same, billing as Alex yet.
No, she doesn't.
She's not, like, main character status on the roll sheet.
Like, series regular.
Yeah. I mean, is she?
I don't think
I
so.
don't
I
think
think
so.
they just said that she was gonna,
Yeah,
they're
still building her character.
Right. They were still building a relationship.
She still has time to grow before she pisses me off.
Yeah. No, I know. I get it.
But, because Garrett is there constantly, always there.
Is, yeah.
But, see, there's that difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Janzo found a cure for the plague!
Yes! Yeah.
And his mom is a bitch and she deserves to be arrested and in prison.
Yes.
I could care less about what happens to her.
I don't want her to die.
I don't want Janzo to die either.
I know. See, I don't want Mother to die because she's an interesting character.
She is.
I really enjoy her.
Yeah.
And when she almost died last season, I flipped my shit. When her and Garrett's dad almost died, I was like, no, you belong together! I was hurting. I didn't say anything. But I was hurting because we didn't know until the next episode if they survived.
Yeah.
I was scared. Because they just confessed how they had felt, semi weirdly. I mean, it's them, so they were gonna be weird about it. But, they just discovered how each other felt, and we're starting something cute.
Yeah.
Okay, not cute, because neither of them are cute. But you know what I mean. I am complimenting and being mean about them at the same time, but still.
I mean, do you think that even though Janzo was heroic and, helped find a cure, that he still deserves to be punished for what he did?
See, that goes... yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't agree. Like, I'm with Janzo. You know, on the whole, she deserves
Yeah,
to
because
go free.
because
But
what she did is similar to what Zed did.
yeah, but Talon also sentenced him to go back to the
I
hell.
know, but it was because of their families.
Yeah.
It was because they wanted to protect them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and, like, I understand that, but she also let Dredd go.
Yeah.
I mean, Dredd isn't...
But then she killed him.
Yeah, but they don't know that. But I mean, like, Dredd wasn't just the person who wanted the Queen dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was the person who led the assault on the Black Blood camp.
Yeah.
He is the reason that Talon is the last Black Blood on the planet.
Yeah.
Not in all of reality, but on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
So, letting him go, whether or not it was because she needed to save her family or whatever,
right,
was the wrong decision.
Yeah.
But, like, I understand where Janzo is coming from, but I also really understand where Gwen is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Janzo is one of her closest friends.
Mm-hmm.
And whether or not she deals with him, because everyone knows what he did,
mm-hmm,
she cannot show preferential treatment.
Yeah.
Even if he's her bestest friend of the world, if it was Talon, she would still have to do something about it. Like, because
I mean, she did something about it with Naya, and Naya was her handmaiden.
Well, yeah, but they weren't friends.
No, but still.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like, even if she was betrayed by one, and then he did what he did, she still has to, like, she has to show that no matter what it costs her,
mm-hmm,
she will still stand for what she promised. She will still stand for the rights of the people and justice. She promised that.
Right.
She has to stand by her oath.
Mm-hmm.
And if that means imprisoning Janzo
mm-hmm,
because he committed treason, then that's what she has to do.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not going to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
But he does have to face some sort of punishment. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it won't be the treason punishment because he's a main character and she's not going to do that because he's the healer when the war comes. I mean, you know?
Right.
And so it's just, you can't kill him off. So she's going to have to figure out a way to deal with his treasonous act without giving him the sentence for treason.
Yeah.
But
like, she's going easier on him than she would.
Yeah.
Normally.
Right.
You know. And
like,
it's her brother that's the one that's saying all the crap.
She was gonna just freaking behead Naya. I mean, she had every right to.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yes, he was a hero.
Yeah. I mean, he did the same thing she did, but she didn't commit any of the crimes that Dredd had committed. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So it was almost like the lesser crime.
Yeah.
So I think you should get the lesser punishment.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But yes. The brother!
I mean, I couldn't not
I know.
mention him. Like, I was trying
He's
not
a little
to.
Fucking dickhole in that scene.
I was trying not to, but I'm like, well, we're talking about the punishment, and he was part of the reason why, like...
She was going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
She had to.
I know, but he wanted it to be more severe.
Yeah. I love how Janzo was just like, who are you? Like, you have no say. Like, what the hell are you? Like, I don't care what you think.
I didn't do anything to you. Who are you? Like,
right? And, like, I love it. Like, there he is, like, all puffy, like, blistering. Who are you? You have no say in this matter. You don't You don't matter.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I love you, Janzo, but shut up. Like, he might fight Quinn for the crown, and if he succeeds for as little amount of time as he actually does succeed, he could kill you. Like,
Yeah.
back the fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
But I love how Gwen didn't even, like, she didn't even respond to anything he was saying, or even recognize that he was there. Like, to him. Like, it was like, when she was talking to Janzo, dude did not exist.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, please just kick him out now.
Mm-hmm.
Say he's not real, and that's that. Everyone will believe you.
I mean, I'm still a little skeptical because, you know, he could be
I'm
lying.
completely
He
skeptical.
could be lying, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But he also could be her brother.
Oh, look. She had a best friend running around the castle that would know all those exact same things that he knew. Did he not have best friends running around the castle besides his big sister?
But where did he get the staff?
I'm sorry, but if I'm near the king's chambers and the royal family are being killed, I might run in and grab something that's worth a lot of money, or that could save my life in the future.
Right.
You know, I might take a few things that might be important later on.
Mm-hmm.
And then give it to a boy that I, you know, raised. Or, I mean, hell, the dude that raised him could have, like, had that staff laying around for no apparent reason. Maybe he was, like, the grounds worker or some shit, right?
Yeah.
And he rescued some artifacts from the royal family before they were all murdered, right?
Right.
And, like, he raised this boy, right? Maybe it was even his actual own son.
Mm-hmm.
But because he didn't feel like the dude was his dad and he found all these relics, he's like, I'm the lost prince because the princess exists.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, I have to be the dead boy.
Right.
Because dad isn't really my dad because we don't look alike or like something. But in reality...
Well, no matter what happens, they're going to have a fight for the throne on their hands.
Yeah. After this fight, though.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what happens, even if he takes the throne, it's still...
Gwen and Tobin can just go off together and just be together and live happily ever after. Because he's not going to serve anybody else but her. Right. So they could just leave the outpost and just be together. But he's
so barren over all his people.
I know. They could go to his village.
He would have to serve the king. There's no escaping the crown.
Yeah.
But, like... whichever member of the family claims the crown, the three would still oppose them. Mm-hmm. So no matter which sibling gets the crown, they still have to agree on one thing, and that is that the three need to die.
Yeah.
And so he has no reason to stick his foot in his mouth and claim the throne right now, because she has all the trust of all these people that can just go ahead and...
Yeah, that's why Jansa was like, who the hell are you to say this stuff to me when I don't even know you, and you don't even know my whole situation?
Yeah. Like, no one's going to follow him.
Yeah.
So, whether he is who he says he is or not, he's doing the right thing by falling in line with her, and just, like, saying, yes, sister, take it.
Right.
I almost said take the wheel. And Carrie Underwood popped in my head. But, you know, like, whatever the quarrel is, it's going to have to wait until we've dealt with the people who want our family dead.
Right.
Right.
Until they deal with the Prime Order.
Yeah. So, when that's done, then yes, we will have the fight for the crown.
If it gets another season.
Yeah.
Probably will.
Yeah.
It's just hard to wait a whole year for another season.
Yeah. Do you think that he might be the brother?
I mean, possibly. But
it is really convenient that his handler died in a house fire.
yeah, I mean, I don't want to say yes, but he seems to know a lot.
Yeah, but it could just be another stable boy.
It could. I don't know. Possibly. He possibly could be.
Right.
I don't want to say yes or no.
See, he's claiming to come from the people that sent the message.
Mm-hmm.
But they're pledging their allegiance to Gwen.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the message wouldn't have been addressed
Like, he
to
needs
Gwen.
to understand that even though he's sitting second chair to Gwen, like, she's still the one who makes all of the decisions. Like, he can't really say much in regards to what she does.
Yeah.
Because she's the queen.
Yeah. But, like, what I'm saying is that the village that he's claiming he's coming from is the same one that sent that wolf medallion. And at least I think it is. And if that is the case, then that wouldn't have been addressed to her.
Yeah.
It would have been addressed to him.
Right.
And because they have no reason to believe either claim, right? But if he comes from their village, they know the story. They would have followed him. But if he actually does come from their village and they're not like pledging to him, they're pledging to her, then something's funky about him. Like that's what I'm getting at. Is like, so I mean, I could be wrong. It could be the wrong village. At this point with him, I really don't give a crap. Like,
well, we'll find out.
I don't like him. I want him gone. And frankly, like, I mean, Gwen was a lot like that too at the beginning.
Yeah. I just want Tobin to be sitting next to her.
Mm-hmm.
And then be married.
With amazingly adorable children running around. Oh my gosh, those would be babies to behold. Yeah. Adorable.
So, next week, according to multiple things, will probably be a 2-hour season finale.
Yeah.
So, which means it'll be from 8 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's been starting at 8.
Yeah.
So. Because that show that comes on after the Outpost, that 2-sentence horror stories, is tonight's having its season finale.
Ah.
So that means that there's going to be room for them to show the second episode next week for the Outpost.
Yeah.
Even though they would have an extra week to do it because the superhero shows come back the week after that.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. So, I mean, our review for this is already long, so it'll probably be about the same length, maybe longer.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot to cover in this episode.
There was.
A lot more than usual.
And we also went off on tangents like we always do.
Yeah. So I guess...
Yeah, but I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say. So.
Yep.
It was a pretty good episode.
It was. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It did not leave me wanting more, though.
Yeah, but the brother just needs to go.
Yes.
He needs to GTFO.
Yes, he does. I'll use the stick and whip him on his way out.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. I guess until next time,
keep
fighting for what you believe in.